Welcome to Compensation Nation, episode 15, the show where we check in and see how everybody's been compensating week to week. We are your hosts, Reginald Argyle the Third, from the Socket 2 UPR firm, and the Courtney Doll.
Hi!
We are halfway through our first round of playoff matches, so we'll be recapping the first half and hearing from the coaches. So without further ado, let's jump in to the playoffs.
In game one of the consolation ladder, we had middle of the road in control of Strata Mystery, 118 to 111. We caught up with the coach of middle of the road and asked, Captain Matthew, have you made it out to sea yet?
Lads, they repoed the boat. We're not out of water yet. It's fine. It's fine.
And then we caught up with the coach of Strata Mystery, asked, Coach Brandt, your team is lacking, slightly behind through the first week of your matchup. How are you looking to drum up more points in week two?
All right, I thought I was out of it, but apparently not. I didn't even look at my team this week. But I'm only down by a few points, and that is even with Andy Burrow doing nothing, or Joe Burrow. Why am I saying Andy? I don't even know. But my team's so forgotten, I don't even know what it is. But yeah, we'll start Joe Burrow again. I think we can get enough to get into the semifinal round here and do well enough. I don't have my drum set with me, but I believe these guys can play. I'll get the right players in again because, of course, my bench is outscoring my real players that I start, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. Commissioners, you know what to do next year. Take care now.
In our second game, Madison BME has fallen quite a ways behind Benedict Fumblecatch, 124 to 83. First, we caught up with the coach of Benedict Fumblecatch and asked, Coach Fails, why the fuck would you start Rivers?
You know why I played Phillip Rivers this week? Because it was hilarious. Guy got me 9 points. Sure, maybe I could have got 10 more with Lamar Jackson, but, you know, it was funny. The dude's a grandfather. An actual grandfather. He also has 10 kids. You know, off the field, that dude definitely fucks. And if he's playing again, I'm going to play him again.
Then we caught up with the coach of Madison BME and asked, Coach Wakefield, after week one of your matchup, it looks extremely likely that you will be playing in the Toilet Bowl next week. Do you think there's any way out for you?
You know, honestly, I kind of want to lose and play in the Toilet Bowl. Like, playing for a random position spot isn't that fun. But, you know, battling to not be last place is a lot more exciting and gives my players a lot more momentum, a lot more to fight for. You know, I'm excited. If I end up in the Toilet Bowl, I'm going to be very excited. And we're going to dominate. We're going to be the plungers. We are going to do great.
And then in our final game of the consolation ladder, we had the Falcons barely holding on to a lead over Osama bin Laden, 113 to 108. So we caught up with the coach of the Falcons and asked, Mr. J, it has been your affirmation throughout the season that wins and losses are unimportant. Does that include a possible participation in the Toilet Bowl?
And so before I answer the questions of my favorite sock puppet, Indol, let me update you on what's going on with Mr. J. This is the therapy room in Arkham Asylum, where I must say things are going very well. It's only been a week, and I've already convinced my sugar plum that Poison Ivy was only creating an itch that she felt needed to be scratched. But she can never be her true pudding. Only I can be. Let me also make it clear to Matthew that you're off my hit list. Last week, you finally appeared on video. Well, at least your dog in your hand did. And I know that dogs have discerning characteristics. They understand who's worthy of love. That's why dogs love Mr. J. And since your dog loves you, I know you can't be a snitch, which means, Elijah, you're the only snitch that's left. And I will be coming for you. As far as the question for this week, I proved that my cause is much bigger than wins and losses. And if I lose in the toilet bowl, I could care less. My point has been proven. And by the way, my apologies to my disciple, Sean. I drew no pleasure in beating you, but you must understand, I'm no longer able to pick my lineups. And my honey bunchkins is doing that now. And she's a scientific researcher. And so whatever happens to my team, if I win or if I lose, is no longer in my control.
And then we caught up with the coach of Osama bin Laden and asked, Coach Turner, you and your mentor are playing a close one to avoid a trip to the toilet bowl. What's it going to take to keep yourself from being flushed away?
How do I not get flushed away in the toilet bowl? How else? You drop a big fat turd. Simple as that.
In our first matchup of the semi-finals, a team has no name has a slight lead over War and Peace, 123 to 106. We caught up with the coach of a team has no name and asked, Coach Osborne, you've got a thin lead heading into week 2 of the semi-finals. How can you make this final week count?
Thin fucking lead? Make this week count? I am going to act like, I don't have a lead. I don't know what you're talking about. Totally don't have a lead. Gonna lose. Simple as that. It's tested.
And then we caught up with the coach of War and Peace and asked, Coach Steele, you're the number 1 seed, but right now your back is against the wall going into week 2 of the semi-finals. Are you worried?
Why, hello there, Compensation Nation. It is I, Elijah, in the flesh. Now, I know I had promised a video, and I recorded one. Actually, like 4 different ones, longer, shorter, to try and send. But no video I made would fit. It was always too big. Just like my ego. Now, let's pretend for a minute like maybe I won't end up being this year's champion. I know, it's hard to imagine. But let's just imagine it. Courtney, my dear friend, my cherished commissioner, my very, very good opponent. Good luck this weekend. Oh no, this weekend there won't be any 45 points from Pitts on my bench. Or 29 points from Travion. No. You see, sometimes I like to game on hard mode. It's just fun that way. More challenging. More worth the victory. And this is no different. You see, my friend, I'm on hard mode. And when I do that, I take things seriously. Oh, am I taking this seriously? You're going down, buddy. Oh, you're going down. And you're gonna ride your team all the way. No, that's just mean. I am so sorry. I can't do that. Good luck. But really, you're gonna need it.
And then in the other half of the semifinals, we had Lads Golden Pennix holding on to a commanding lead over Birds Are Made Up, 146 to 127. And then we caught up with the coach of Lads Golden Pennix and asked, J-Dog, it's a familiar feeling being back on top by a wide margin after week 1 of the playoffs. Can you sustain the heat, or are you destined to cool off just like you did during the regular season?
Can we sustain the heat? Well, man, we're really gonna try, cause like it's been super cold outside recently, and like I'm all chilly and stuff, man, and so like we're gonna keep the heat on as long as we possibly can. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep the heat on.
And then we caught up with the coach of Birds Are Made Up and asked, Coach Wheeler, we're halfway through the semifinals and you're down 19 points. What's it going to take to climb back into this and get yourself to the Super Bowl?
Hi guys. No fancy fluff this week. No bullshit either. Yep. Kev? Mm-hmm. Love that accent, by the way. Where are you from? Sockdor Town. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, dug ourselves a little bit of a hole this week, but it's not exactly an unfamiliar feeling. It's what this team has done all year, going back and forth and back and forth. We've had our backs against the wall more than a number of times. So all we got to do is just do what we've always done and bounce back from a less than performance, bank on our star players to play like stars. And if we can do that, that'll be enough.
That wraps up week 15 of Compensation Nation. Week 1 of the first round of the playoffs is in the books, and we are so excited about how things are shaking out. Next week we'll know who's in the Super Bowl and the Toilet Bowl. Best of luck compensating this week. Thank you.
I'm recording. My name is Reginald Argyle III.
Okay, that's excellent. Go with that.
Okay, welcome to Conversation.
Good Lord.
Maybe that's what Steve will sound
There we
like.
go. That's a good Steve voice.
This is Steve. Hi.
Hi.
I've always wanted to be a part of something where there was a camera pointed at me.
Good Lord. Get ready for next week, week 1 of the Super Bowl, and I'm going to come out with fucking Steve. Nailed it! That thank you don't have to leave it.